All right, man. So the Lions are right back in the same predicament they were when Matthew Stafford hurt his back, and they lost every game after that season. Let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe button, hit the bell icon button, hit all notifications, increase your channel notifications. We go live or drop a video, stretch it out. And, I think not drafting Justin Herbert is haunting them, and for the most part, that continues to be on the Fords. Because you put the pressure on Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia to win, even though they still made the wrong move, because a cornerback is not going to come in. A rookie cornerback is not going to come in and make the biggest difference. Maybe Marshawn Lattimore from the New Orleans Saints and Marcus Peters, the last two rookies, to really make a big impact their rookie years. So, them not taking Justin Herbert, it hurt. It hurt. And he was the guy. He was the guy. And every year after, they don't take a quarterback or don't obtain a quarterback. And, they didn't try to get Huntley from the Ravens, all right? They didn't try to get on Russell Wilson sweepstakes. They didn't try to get in on the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. You know what I'm saying? They didn't try to get in on none of that. And it's ways of getting players to come to Detroit. People got mad when I said that they should have traded the four first-round picks for Kyler Murray. I don't care what the media is saying. The media always gonna spin something the way it ain't supposed to be spun. The fact of the matter, Kyler Murray's in a situation that he's in with a coach that got a playbook that's 2 pages thin, front and back if you're lucky, and he hadn't had a losing record yet. He's always had a winning record. And in Detroit, he will be protected better than he is in Arizona. He will, that's how I looked at it. Like, look at the previous first round draft picks. Do they equal up to him? I'm gonna go out on the limb and say no. That's just my opinion. I don't think they equal up to him. That's how valuable a quarterback is. He worth 4 first round draft picks. A lot of people don't want to hear it, but hey, it is what it is. Well, he hasn't won a playoff game. Well, Stafford didn't win one like 11 or 12 seasons in Detroit. So, but it's that quarterbacks are that important. They are that important, and like I said before, I don't expect this fan base to understand. People got mad because I said the Lions are waving the white flag. Well, they should be waving the white flag and tanking, because you need a quarterback, right? And Jared Goff ain't under contract. So, it ain't hard to tell. Sometimes it's very simple. There's no complexities here. They going with the same 3 quarterbacks the first 2 quarterbacks was trash last year. They going with them. So what that tell you? If you won 3 games combined, one of them games being versus the backups, what do that tell you? It took you 11, 12 weeks to get your first win. What does that tell you? And every upgrade you made offensively is injuries. And some of the guys that you bringing back coming off of injuries, like T.J. Hockenson, the guys you bringing in, Jameson Williams, DJ Shark, all coming off of injuries. The tight end Mitchell from Virginia Tech, coming off ACL. Come on. And every year they don't find a quarterback. Justin Herbert should continue to haunt the Detroit Lions. And depending on how well Tua Tagovailoa do, it should haunt the Detroit Lions as well too. And they continue to have these Bob Quinn-ish type drafts. At least when Mayhew took control, there was Calvin Johnson. There was Ndamukong Suh. There were Matthew Stafford. Studs. I don't even think we drafted a stud like that since. Maybe like Darius Slay, maybe. Like, think about the last line you drafted. Think, you really want to excited about getting a jersey other than 9. Been a minute. Been a minute, Darius. There we go. Crack my neck. Fine. Darius Slay, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said before, every year they don't find a franchise quarterback and don't find a future. Passing up on Justin Herbert should hurt, especially when he continues to have success. And every year, past then, if it was Fields and Mac Jones are moving up for Trey Lance, or whatever it may be, moving up for Zach Wilson. It was missing out on Mac Jones. If he's missing out on Davis Mills, whoever it may be. If Malik, who don't know. NFL say Malik Willis is trash, so he should make you pay. They say Desmond Ritter, Bailey Zappi, Sam Howell, all trash. They passed up on them for several rounds. But if any of them make you pay, they are, good or better than what you have, then, it's going to look bad. And every year until they find a franchise quarterback, this is going to be the topic. Then we can't go back to the days of salvaging quarterbacks. Scott Mitchell, John Kidner, taking guys like Drew Stanton in the second round, Mike McMahon later on, none of them worked. You took a premier talent in Matthew Stafford and you diminished him. And the first chance that Matthew Stafford had to embarrass you in the media, he did. He won the fucking Super Bowl. He embarrassed you. And we supposed to be happy for Matthew. Well, they supposed to be happy for Matthew because he won. And he beat you on the field. So, I just don't understand it. I don't. I'm just saying Jared Goff, you could have got some insurance. Could have been Zappi, Willis in the third. You could have moved back. You did all this Willin Dillon. You end up getting several injury-prone prospects. The dude from Kentucky, he got cancer. Right? Jameson Williams, ACL. The Mitchell kid, ACL. That's 3 injured players. 3. That's 3 players that had some type of injury or illness. Last year, the first 2 picks were 2 guys that forego the previous season in college football. Anazorki, he got injured. Melifano, he got injured. So, they need to find a quarterback, and the only way they're going to find a quarterback is tanking. And that's the only rationale that I can see why Jared Goff, after the year he had, and also been injured. He was injured last year the previous year with the LA Rams. End of the season, the regular season, he was injured. Last year, he got injured and played through an injury. So not only do you got a quarterback who is subpar, he's less than average, he's also dealing with an injury, so he floating with pathetic. And people just continue to make excuses for him. And be my guest. You got what y'all wanted. They drafted predominantly defense this year. All but 2 picks. Be my guest. I'm going to sit back and give an honest take. But every year they're going to take a quarterback, Herbert going to haunt them. And what you find out when you start, dipping in social media, you find out why the Lions have been able to get away with mediocrity since 1957 when Mr. Ford bought the team. Because the expectations are always mediocre. The fan base is always dumb. And I mean every word, every letter in that word dumb, every syllable, no matter how fast you say it, how slow you say it, what you finding out is a bunch of dumb fans out here. It's a bunch of fans that whatever they do, if they fart in their face, they taste and they say it smell and tastes like cotton candy. And you just wonder, how have they been able to get, through to this? The league not stepping in. The reason the league don't have to step in is because they making money. People go down there every Sunday. Every Sunday, people go down there and watch mediocrity. Every draft, no matter how shitty the draft is, it smells like lemonades and it tastes like Premier Simply lemonade. Right? And then you get to that point in the season where the playoffs are lost. It's that point in the season when they really about ruled out from the playoffs. They're not going to win the division. Not going to make the playoffs. And it's this little window of anger from those fans. It's a small window of anger for those fans. Right? And once the small window, when the small window of anger start, after what happened after that, we start talking about the draft again. It's a repetitive cycle. It's a repetitive cycle. If the Lions start off strong, they're gonna fade. They're gonna fade and not finish off strong. Been watching them. I used to be them. I used to be the optimistic fan. I used to be the fan that every year when I was growing up, you read the paper. Wasn't social media. You read the articles. You read about Michigan State football, basketball, with the Lions training camp, draft column. That it was banging. Free Press, Detroit News. That's what I did. My grandparents, they didn't have cable when I went over there. And then even when you did have cable, they really didn't talk about the Lions other than the regular TV channels anyway, after dark. And then we talk about the Lions getting smashed, or Pistons getting smashed. But that's how you read what was going on. That's what you read the rumors on. So I'm like back in the day with the print media. That's how I found out. Read the articles and what they were saying. I got my hopes up. But it's been my 30 plus years of watching Lions, been a very repetitive cycle. It's been a repetitive cycle, bro. It's the same thing every year. And years look like they're close to doing something, close to winning the division, close to winning a playoff game. Then next year, hit the reset button, somebody get injured, they just decline. So, and like I said before, every year they pass up on a premium quarterback, or they finally take a quarterback and he not it, people gonna point all the way back to Justin Herbert. And obviously that's not Brad Holmes' fault. And if Justin Fields and Mac Jones going to be good, or Davis Mills, or Kellen Mond, whoever the quarterback, that's going to home him. And the common sense is, you got to keep taking them quarterback wherever you get them. New England drafted one in the first round last year and took Bailey Zappi. It's value. It's value. And that's what people don't understand. People say, well, but it's value, bro. And even if you can showcase that quarterback, that's fine. Showcase him. And then if you got your guy, you can flip him for assets. New England was doing that for like a damn decade. Matt Castle, Jacoby Brissett, Jimmy Garoppolo, Brian Hoyer. They always had a quarterback in the chamber. But that Justin Herbert deal, and that's an organizational thing. When Sheila put the pressure and basically told them this will make them win or break, nothing, all or nothing season, they went out there and rushed and took Jeff Okudah. Which, Matt Patricia reportedly wanted Derek Brown and not him, but hey, I think that was his name. But you know how it is. So now we got to rush and put something together to look, and shit, she gave them more time, I guess. When you got somebody doing the job for the first time in a long time, you got to give them time because they learning on the job. That's what happens when you give somebody an entry-level position that they ain't never done it before. So you got to give them time. Brad Holmes probably at least need between 7 and 10 years. There's going to be some mistakes, but once he get it, he get it. And he also got the ace in the hole. I didn't want Dan Campbell. Y'all forced me with Dan Campbell. They can talk about their love affair all in the public, but I guarantee you there's some times when they bump their heads on personnel. So, but every year they don't find that guy, it's gonna look even worse. And I told y'all, Cincinnati is the perfect example. Cincinnati then had teams that the Lions can only dream about having: great defenses, good offenses. But one thing Cincinnati didn't have post Carson Palmer and with Andy Dalton, they did not have a premier quarterback. Had you somehow just take Joe Burrows last year and put him on some of them Bengals teams, the Bengals won the Super Bowl. Which they would have won if Carson Palmer never hurt his leg. But don't get me started on that story, how to correlate with the Lions and John Kidney, right? But, you know what I'm saying? That's the Cincinnati showing the Lions the blueprint. Now, the hard thing about the blueprint, it ain't too many of them quarterbacks laying around like Joe Burrow. Andrew Luck's don't come, Robert Griffin III's and Cam Newton's and Peyton Manning's don't come around so often. But when they do come around, you just hope and you just pray, or whatever you believe to, you in position to get one. It's life changing. Because remember, Matthew Stafford wasn't their first option at quarterback. A little history lesson for you young, dumb Lion fans. Or one of those who ignorant. Sam Bradford was supposed to come out, and that was the Lions guy, but he went back to school. When he seen the Lions had the number 1 pick, he said, well, I'll stay in school. And St. Louis wasn't that much better to him. They wasn't. He got broke up, and he was a good quarterback, but if I had to say who was better and who I thought was better, him coming out of Oklahoma and Matthew Stafford, I thought Matthew Stafford still should have been the pick. By far. I just like Stafford's arm talent a lot better. Now, Bradford was more accurate, and but Stafford had that cannon, and he was a great player. On the cusp of another Super Bowl, no matter what his All Pro and Pro Bowl say, he's going to be entrenched into He's going to be entrenched into a Hall of Fame status anyway. So, but every year, they don't find that guy, and people going to point back to that Herbert draft, and they're going to point at Herbert, but this is going to be the Herbert draft they're going to point to that started all. But hey, it is what it is, and if C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young turn out to be the truth, and they not in range to get one of them two guys or the next best guy or another guy they really like, they're gonna point back to that Herbert draft where they had the opportunity. Herbert would have been the first player off the board last year when he came out, and they had the opportunity, and people gonna point to that Herbert draft. Will they point to Fields and Willis and Mac Jones, and if Kellen Mond is good, as Davis Mills continue to ascend, and Desmond Ridder and so on and so on, they very may could point to that. But you got to understand, situations shall rise. Situations really tell you how good those guys gonna be. If Willis is bad in Tennessee, don't mean he couldn't thrive in Detroit or Pittsburgh or Cincinnati. It's all about situations. So, but it's gonna start off with Justin Herbert. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop a video. Financially, want to support the channel, Cash App, $, CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Other than that, man, I appreciate the love and support. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you have business question, inquiry, response, or video requests, all the social media links description. Peace.